In this video, we are going to see about a fifth experiment, that is string and regular expressions, string handling and regular expressions in C#. So we are going to perform some operations on the strings. We will be having an input string predefined, and we will be performing some operations like length insertion, removing, replacing, converting to lower and uppercase, splitting a string, copying string, contains checking if the string contains some value, some substring, or joining a string, substring, extracting a part of the string from the string, and all the operations on that string. So, and also we'll be going to the regular expressions to check for the email IDs and validating title case from a string. So in that the operations. So first thing, we have an infinite loop here, and if the choice is 1, if the operation are going to perform on strings, we'll be using the asking the user to enter any input string. We'll be storing that input string in str. So first thing is to print the length. We will be using the property called length property of the string, and if we have to insert into the string, first thing, the insert method takes two parameters, that is index and a substring, which has to be inserted. So index we will be reading from the user, enter the index, and substring also the string which has to be inserted from that index. So we'll be passing that to the insert method, and once the option is 3, enter the start index to begin the deletion from. So if you have to perform deletion, remove method takes two parameters, the index from where the deletion has to begin, and from that index how many characters to be deleted, that is stored in the DIN, and we are passing that to the remove method. And if the option is 4, then we'll be replacing the some character with another character. So this again takes two parameters, the character to be replaced, first one, and the character to replace with, this is the second one. And using the replace method, we can perform the operation. And if the case is 5, then we'll be using to upper function to convert the string to uppercase, and to lower function to convert the string to lowercase. If the option is 7, we'll be using the split option. This takes a delimiter as an input. Based on this delimiter, this string is splitted into a string array, so this returns a string array that is again stored in str array1. And after that, we can traverse across the string array using for each, and print each string in that splitted string. And after that, if the option is 8, we can copy a string into another string. We can make an exact copy of this str into another string s1, and print that one. So this is the application of copy method. And option is 9, will be checking if the string contains a particular substring or not. So str.contains of the substring. If the returns a boolean value as a true or false, so we are printing SCAT value, that is stored in bool type of stored in the variable of type bool. If the option is 10, that is to perform join operation. So this operation takes two parameters. The first one is the character to be joined, and second parameter is the string array, in each string in that array will be having this character joined. That's the objective of this join. This comes from the string class string.join. And if the option is 11, we'll be extracting a part of the string from the from the original string, that is substring, and the starting index of the substring. This takes two parameters, the starting index and the length of the substring from that particular index. So using the substring method, we can actually perform that. If the option is 12, then we will be breaking the entire loop. If the option is 2, then this is about the first one, string handling. Now coming to the regular expressions, we will be finding the words with title case, lowercase, find digits, validate email IDs, and again main. Enter any. This is again we will be showing the input in str, and first one is to find the words with title case. Title case is means like words that start with capital letter and that have small letters. Fine. And here we have capital A to capital Z. That means the starting letter of a particular word must be a capital letter, and followed by small letters. This plus symbol indicates one or more occurrence of this small letters. Fine. So that makes it a title case. So we can identify the words with title case using this regular expression. Now we have a method called matches, where we have to pass the input string, and that will return the words which follow this regular expression into this variable matches of type match collection, and we can iterate into these matches using for each loop and write the words and print the words which are followed this regular expression. Now come to the second option, that is to find words with lowercase. Simple. We just have to write this regular expression like this: small a to small z, and one or more occurrence of this sequence. Then that will be lowercase. And if you have to find out the digits, and /d, and /d is for digits, finding out the digits, and using For each loop, you can increment the count each time and print the total matches found as count. And if the input is 5, then email ID validation. So here is the caret and dollar symbol that they will be acting as a boundary for the registration. So email ID can contain small letters, and after that we can have a dot and numbers. This represents 0 or more occurrences of the sequence, and we can have numbers and dot. Okay, and after that we must have a symbol called and the rate. We cannot directly do that the rate, so we have to use a slash at the rate and some name, Gmail and Yahoo like that, and after that dot again we have to use a slash symbol like this, and after that domain name A to Z and plus. So capital A to small z means it represents a subset of both capital and small letters alphabet, and plus represents one or more occurrence. Fine. So that is about email ID. And if you enter any email ID, then total matches found will be 1. So for a proper email ID, for invalid email ID, total matches will be 0. Now we'll run this code and check for the output. String operations. There, for example, Cornell University, and string operation first one is length 18, insert into string Cornell University, enter the index. It will start from the 0th index. String to be inserted college and a space, and after inserting college Cornell University. So now actually we'll run this, we'll run the same in Visual Studio Code. Start from 3, removing string, removing from 0 relation how many characters. For example, 1 character. The string is Cornell University with no k. 5 is to convert it to uppercase, and 6 is to lowercase. Here we can see string in uppercase Cornell University, and to when you split that, the splitting has been done on space. Cornell University have to be separated now, and copying a string to another variable, copied string. And now if we'll check if the string contains Cornell, it is true. Fine. And join, and to the character to join, for example Q. Here we can see at space the Q has been inserted. Fine. Now we'll check for the substring, for example CD. So here we need to enter the starting index, not the first parameter is starting index, right? Starting index of the substring. So we'll be extracting some part of the string, right? So 0. So length of the substring is 3. So substring is kr, and if u plus 12 will be redirected to main menu. Now coming to the regular expressions, enter an input string. For example, I'll enter Cornell with k capital, and here u is small. Now if you try to find the title quiz words by pressing 1, total matches found is there is 1. There is only Cornell k with capital K. If you have to find words with lowercase, again enter another string 2. Only total matches found is 1. Only that is Cornell. And now we'll find we'll try to validate an email. Inserting Gmail, and if you press validate email, total matches found is 0. If you give a valid email ID like gmail.com, then this will be total matches found is 1. So if you press 6, then now if you press 6, then the loop in the infinite loop is broken, terminated, and if you press 3, the outer loop is terminated. Now this is how string and regular expressions work in C#. Now coming to the second part of the 6th experiment, that is validating an online registration form. So here we will be trying to take the data from the user, like username, password, mobile number and email ID, and we will be validating those using these regular expressions. So username must not start with a number, so here in the beginning there must be an alphabet. Okay, so after that username can contain, after that you can have a numbers or not, 0 to 9, that's the meaning of the star, and after that you can have some characters or not, that is his choice, and this is the format for the username. And similarly, if the name matches with the regular expression, then we'll print username valid, otherwise we'll print invalid. Fine. So this is for the username, and this is for the password. The passwords can contain letters and all these symbols, letters along with these symbols, underscore, @ and only three symbols, and at least one capital letter must be there, that I can present using the curly braces and one comma, with one comma, and after that again I can have any combinations of letters, numbers, and these symbols that can be present or not. So using this star I can present that. So this is about the password. Coming to the next, mobile number, and we can have this plus or not. So question mark represents 0 or 1 occurrence. So if we have question mark, it must be present only one time, so otherwise it cannot be present. So that is the meaning. And digits 1 and 2, that's the length of the digits, only in 9 and 1, 2 is for the country code. And we can have 3 digits and 4 digits that separated with the space. So the space has question mark, that is 0 or 1 occurrence, so it can have a space or not. Fine. So that is the validation for the mobile numbers. The length is 3, 3 and 4, so we can have a space or not in between. So that's why I have used slashes in question mark. And after that, this is for the email ID validation, which we have just now seen. Now in the username, for example, username must not start with a number. Username can contain small letters can and numbers 1, 2, 3. Okay, username is valid. Now enter the password. Password can contain letters small letter, small letter, can, and at least one number and an uppercase letter. Password is valid. Now mobile number with country code, for example +91. I can have spaces like this. Now it is valid. So just a minute. So I have missed a 2 there. Now it is valid. Now it must be a valid mobile number. Yes. Now email ID, for example, can gmail.com. It is valid. So this is how we'll be validating a login page of an online ticket booking. So thanks for watching.